Basketball season is officially here for the Chicago Bulls with Media Day starting today, and it actually looks like the Bulls are doing something right. What am I talking about? Let's talk about it, starting now. Now, if you are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago Bulls daily on this channel. Only channel talking Bulls. Our Bulls fans talk, so make sure that you get in tune with us, man. So, the Chicago Bulls season is here. I think we all need it after what we've gone through with the Bears. I mean, it's been tough, right? It's been a tough couple of days for us, but the Bulls, to me, are getting things off on the right start as they continue to add to their player development staff. I think that this is something to start the season that really speaks to what the future of this team is, and it should tell us kind of where our focus should be with how this season's going to go, where we should be looking at with this Bulls team. I think that, listen, you're hoping to see something from these young players this year, but moving forward as well, the Chicago Bulls are going to be a team that is going to focus on development over big name free agents. I've said this a couple of times when we talked about, right, where AK came from. When you look at this Denver Nuggets team, most of that team was developed, right? Michael Porter Jr., Michael Porter Williams, Michael Porter Jr., Jokic, Jamal Murray, right? Like you see a ton of development on that team, development on that core. You don't see a lot of guys going out and getting the free agent pieces. I believe that when AK came here, he said, we've got to get this team to be a competitive team, and then we're going to add some young pieces in that are going to be able to show up and show out. The problem is the young pieces haven't shown up and shown out, but I like that the Chicago Bulls are continuing to add to their development staff. I think that that's the most important thing that this team can do because it speaks more to the long term that organizations have, right? You don't get the Golden State Warriors long-term success, the San Antonio Spurs long-term success, the right, like the best of the best teams long-term success without having an organization that's willing to develop talent that's in the building. And so for me, I think what we're seeing from the Chicago Bulls is really a change that is a necessary change. And yes, it's going to take time. It is not going to be a fix that happens right away. It is not going to be a fix that all of a sudden, right, we just look at this team and we're like, oh my God, magically Patrick Williams can play. But I do think that it means we're going to see a lot of players here long term, which I think is good for the reputation of your organization. Now, are there some players that I think that you can move off of? Are there some players that I think that maybe the ship has sailed? Sure. But that's where that development comes in. How do you get that guy to the next level to where that ship hasn't sailed so that you're at the next point? I think that that's what the Bulls want to figure out, and I actually like that for this team moving forward. I love that we're focused on the player development. I love that we're focusing on developing the team that we have at hand, and we're not just focused on, okay, every time something sucks, we're going to blow it up. And I think that that also speaks to what the future of the league is, because you see how the NBA is like, listen, we're not going to support you if you're tanking. We're not going to help you if you're tanking. They're putting a ton of stuff in place where tanking teams aren't the teams that end up getting your top picks. Heck, you have a major injury, right? Like how the Spurs got Tim Duncan. We saw Golden State pretty much get James Wiseman that same way. Those are top picks. Did they go through a down season? For sure. Why? Guys were injured. They got rewarded for that. I think we see the NBA kind of leaning more towards that than full-on tanking, even though, right, the Spurs did tank. It is what it is, right? Like, but I think that there's a change coming in. The league is kind of trying to take things back to where it was in that early 2000s stage where the regular season was important. The mindset on the 82 games wasn't to go out there and try and lose as many of them as possible. It was something about having pride in the team, in the city that you wore across your chest. So I like it from that aspect. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you as well. What do you think of the Chicago Bulls going out and adding to the player development staff on this team, expanding that out? I'll be down there talking with you guys as well. Now, NBA Media Day is here. Chicago Bulls Media Day is here. I am excited. This sparks the beginning The beginning of a new season, the beginning of a new opportunity, the beginning of an opportunity to prove everybody wrong who keeps doubting you. I don't know if they will, though. And that's the concerning part. But based on the offseason, I think that AK made smart moves, small moves, little things that you just say, okay, this gets us here. Is it an ancillary move? Yeah, because the pieces you want to be successful are the pieces that are already on your team. It's your Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic. Is that an over-the-hill crew? Is that an older crew? When you look at DeMar and Vooch, for sure. But that doesn't mean that these guys aren't talented, and you got to find a way to go out there and play together. Even right when you hear Mark Eversley talk about it, when you hear kind of people come out and look at what this Bulls team has been heading into this season, right? The conversation has been, they really weren't a team. They weren't playing together. And I think, as stupid as it may sound, I believe, because Vooch said this, I want to say when he was at the FIBA World Tournament, that he just believed that, they really were waiting on Lonzo Ball to come back. And when it didn't, it kind of shook them and they never recovered from that. You can't let one guy hold you back like that. I like the moves that AK has made. I think that we're really shored up at the point guard position now. When you're talking about Jevon Carter and Coby White, I think that both of those guys bring a need. I think it speaks to the player development side of things with Coby White as well, because Coby White going to be able to go out there and have an opportunity to win this job as the starting point guard. Remember, this is going to be an open competition for that starting point guard job. And so for me, I think that, listen, I believe that Jevon Carter is the guy that's going to come in and be able to win this job right away. But I also think that there is something to be said for Coby White having the opportunity now to go out and take that job out of the hands of anybody else who hasn't been here as long as him. Remember, Coby White and Zach LaVine, I believe right now, are your most long tenured Bulls. That's crazy when you actually think about it, right? Like Zach got here in 2018, 2017? They're your longest tenured Bulls. And so to me, I want to see Coby win this job. I like the dynamic of Coby and Zach together. I think Jevon Carter coming off the bench with that defensive push that he's going to be able to bring, and the three-point shooting is a better asset to the Bulls, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's Coby White's job to lose. I think that this is actually an open competition, and that excites me a little bit. So I'm hoping to see a lot from this Bulls team. Let's keep this thing going. I want to know how you guys feel. What are you most excited for in this season coming up? For me, I'm not going to lie to you, it's just to be able to talk about something that's not Bears. But hey, as always, y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Appreciate you guys for showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Y'all stay safe. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Peace.